Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you guys some of my favorite fidgets. So for anybody who doesn't know, I have ADHD, which means that sometimes my focus is a little dispersed or, it's going in all different directions. To try and bring my thoughts together. I'm tired. And I'm done. I have to stop. So, if you know, like, around and around and around. What's the word? Did it. Okay. That's an interesting noise. So let's hope for the best. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And so one thing that I do in order to kind of keep my focus where I want it is I fidget. And how I kind of think about this is, part of my brain is going to get distracted, and fidgeting is the way to keep that part of my brain in a controlled distraction so that the part of my brain I need focused can stay focused. So I'm going to talk about a few different things here, and some will look more like traditional, fidgeting that, you'd see. Some are a little different, and I think what I've realized is that I really can turn pretty much anything into a fidget if I need to. But here are just some of my favorites and the things that I found really helpful. So we'll just jump right into it. So the first thing is something that I'm sure you've seen before. This is a fidget spinner. And no, it's not just a toy for somebody who has ADHD or any other kind of situation where fidgeting is very helpful. So what I like about this fidget spinner a lot is it has a nice weight to it, so it feels like significant in my hand. I can use it with both hands, which is nice, but I can also just use it like with one if I have to be doing something. I can use it with either hand if I need to be writing and I need my dominant hand. I like the colors of it. It's pretty, but it's not like overwhelming, so it's not going to pull my attention away more just by having it near me. Another thing I happen to really like about this one is that if you can kind of see the, middle part here, you can actually, take it apart and pull out all these parts on the inside, and it really just comes out to all the different little pieces. And that's really helpful for me because I also really like to be able to take things apart, see them, understand them, and put them back together. The next thing I have is a Fidget Cube, and this one isn't, as popular as the Fidget Spinner got, but Fidget Cubes are really nice because they have a, such a wide range of, stimuli on it. They've got this spin ball on it that's also a clicker, if you can hear. So obviously that's not great for in public if you don't want to bring attention, but this ball itself, you can roll it and it really doesn't make that much noise. Then if you can see underneath, it's got these 3 little gears, and you can just kind of play with those and spin them and everything. And the reason there's 3 is they each have a different strength, I guess is the best word. So this one moves very easy, this one's a little harder to move, and this one's the hardest to move. And this right here, it just, kind of fits for your thumb. I don't know, my thumb fits in it. I don't know if that's just me, but your finger can go in there and just rub it, and it's kind of like this nice sensory kind of a fidget. And it kind of reminds me of those touchstones you see. I don't know if they're called touchstones, anxiety stones, whatever. Then you have this that looks like a die, but 3 of them make noise. They're, these buttons, and then the 2 down here don't make any noise. So again, public or private, whatever, however you want, you can still click on it without having to make noise. Then here's the next one. Looks like this, and it's literally just like a joystick. And then there's something kind of similar on the next side, and it's got this little like dot that kind of comes out a little bit, and that kind of gives you something to grip onto, and it just spins. Then this one I think is probably also one of my favorites, and it's just this little like flip, and again, that makes a lot of noise, but what I actually prefer is to just kind of softly, you know, push it back and forth, and I prefer that better. And it makes a lot less noise, and if the slower you do it, the less noise you're gonna make. You don't even have to like push it all the way back and forth, but it's just like a subtle way to move. So I really enjoyed this. One reason that it does tend to like, I don't use it as much, is it can be a little overwhelming. It can be a little like sensory overload having all of this on one little cube. Like, you're always gonna be touching different fidgets, and that can feel like a little too much for me. So this is more of like, I really need some fidget, like something to really help me focus, but not for just like a day-to-day for me personally. Then the next one is this Pinch Me Therapy Dough. This is like a citrus scent. I don't know if they come in other scents or anything like this. It was a gift. It smells really good. But my one complaint about the scent is it makes it hard to use it in public. And the other thing I don't love about it is just that because it's like the dough, it can kind of dry out your hands, and then I always feel like I want to wash my hands after I use it just because of the sensation of having it like on my hands after, like Play-Doh kind of a thing. But it is a really good fidget for me, so like I'll just take some out of it, and then, you know, you can roll it around in your hand, you can press into it, you can just like let your hands literally do whatever they want. As like a function, this is probably one of my favorite fidgets, just because like I don't have to think about it. My brain can just do whatever it wants, and that part of my brain stays distracted. But there are a few things that like make it hard to be practical just for me personally, and I will try to find links for all these in case anybody's interested in buying any of this kind of stuff for themselves. And then the next few that I have are a little bit unconventional in terms of fidget toys or fidgets or whatever, but they're things that I found really work for me. So the first that I'm going to talk about is chewing gum. Chewing gum for me also kind of performs that same function. It keeps my brain like focused on that where I need it to be, and just the chewing and maybe blowing bubbles, things like that, like it helps a lot. So sometimes I'll like throw a piece or two of gum in my mouth just to kind of focus and all of that. The next one is also a little like, what? But drinking water. I know it sounds a little odd, but I've actually found that like having a bottle of water, especially like if I'm in class or a meeting or something like that, drinking water is kind of another way that I can just like move and keep my brain kind of on, I guess. You know, if I'm just sitting there trying to like listen, my brain's just gonna start to move away from whatever I'm doing, and drinking water, it's kind of like something physical I can do to keep myself like there. And it's good for you to be drinking water and hydrating, and it doesn't look like out of place in a meeting for you to be like grabbing water and drinking it during class or wherever. And then the last one is to listen to music. I listen to music all the time, and I have, you know, different playlists. So, you know, just depending on like what my level of focus is and like what I'm going to be working on, how long I'm going to be working on it, all of those kinds of things I take into consideration and choose which playlist is going to work best for me for that. And those are all of, you know, my favorite fidgets. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it interesting. I'm kind of considering starting a new kind of series playlist on my channel about what it's like to be a student and learn and all of that kind of stuff with ADHD. So let me know if you'd be interested in that, and let me know if you have any ideas for names. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Bye!